What's up, y'all? I came on because I was just sitting here thinking, about apologizing. There's a wealth of knowledge and experience that I learned throughout my life, and the few viewers that I do have that watch me, they're watching me because they believe I got something to offer. And I love that. I love being able to share that. But I was realizing that I was running from something. I'm still healing. And what does that mean? That means that I'm still hurting. And so therefore, I started to, without realizing it, every message I'm incorporating this pain that I'm still dealing with, trying to get over. And I realized that has to stop. That has to stop. Part of my difficulty was that, and I know that a lot of people can relate to it, it's almost like we like to hold on to our pain stories. It's almost like I'm incorporating it in who I am today, because it's a big part of what led me to become totally independent like I am now. And I almost feel like, on a subconscious level, I almost feel like if I let the story go, my independence will fall, or I won't know who I am, which is a lie. It's a lie. So I'm just trying to quantify how I'm going to actually let this go. So many other things I've let go, so I know that in time that's what happens. But sometimes you got to force yourself up. And I realize that's what I have to do. I think about working out, you know what I'm saying? Haven't really worked out in a while. And I started to see myself and see that there's nothing really wrong right now, but I'm holding something. And yes, it's painful. You know what I'm saying? And it pops back up. It like has a life of its own, but I have to see that I'm out of danger, and the advice that was given to let go and let God was probably the best advice at this point that I could have received. So I'm taking responsibility, for disappointing anyone who I'm trying to share the things that I've learned with, There has to be a way in order to share what I've learned, the wisdom and things that I've grown with, without constantly going back into the nonsense of my past. And so that's my challenge right there. Because the beauty of delivering a message every day is that not only do people over time really get to know who you are and see the glory and the grace that God has put over your life, but they also get to see you grow. And then I can always look back at my videos, as I do from time to time, and maybe I need to do it more because I need to take my own advice. I look back. I can look back at it from time to time, and I can see my own growth as well. These things don't have to break me, just as they don't have to break you. But there's a reason why everything has not totally come together at this point. And it has to do with my own perception. It has to do with what I'm looking at, what I'm choosing to look at. It is so easy to ignore something that is needed to be addressed and looked at, especially if you've addressed so much. But the mark of true strength, I believe, is that you do not stop looking at yourself. And it's not about anyone else. It's about the continuation of the advancement of the human specimen that is on a path of elevation, transformation, transmutation, transcendence of the norms, the average protocols that normal society implements into their psyche, into the way in which we move every day. So my goal is to transcend that. And I cannot transcend that if I go every day reliving the same cycle while trying to pretend like I'm incorporating something good for somebody else. Yes, there's many lessons in talking about what you've been through, but that comes in time. Sometimes it's not the right time, especially when the pain is kind of still fresh. Sometimes there needs to be a vacation taken from that pain. A vacation. So I'm going to take a vacation from that pain, I'm going to take a vacation from that. I'm going to work hard at it. I know that it's in me. We know that it's in us. Remember the times of strength that you've had? Can you recall one? Can you ever just out of the blue recall a time where you were really in your strength, where you were really happy, where you were really like feeling yourself in a way that wasn't causing harm to anybody? Sometimes I think about the animals I've been around, the pets that were really close to me. Sometimes in the dark places I was, like prison, there were certain relationships that I built that were priceless at that time. I don't seek for them now, but I seek for the memory of that time. That was a happy time for me. But honestly, just as right now as I'm thinking about it, I realize that these things have eluded me. I cannot really pinpoint one of those times right now. But I do have new moments that I've created that, once again, I'm not going to really talk about because it would be revealing too much. But there's always victories, even if they're very small. Every day that I get up here and I express something, I feel like it's a victory. Every time someone comes on to listen to what I say or say hi, it's a victory. Every time I smile again, in the face of whatever that was, it's a victory. Every time I go where I need to go, do what I need to do, handle my business on my own, and complete and accomplish something, it's a victory. Every little thing that I do, if I get up and I go to work on time, it's a victory. That's a victory. Especially if you're someone who's dealing with great pain. That is a victory. When I go down and I work out, that's a victory. When I decide to get up and watch a good movie, those of us that understand what depression does for you, that's a victory. When you sit down and you decide to listen to some good music and relax yourself, that's a victory. Because sometimes we don't remember how to relax. We get caught up in the constant mental cycle of what someone else is doing or has done. And it takes us away from ourselves. It's time for a change from that. I'm tired of it. I really am. It's time to get back to work. The work of loving yourself. The work of freeing yourself. The work of letting go. The work of not feeling guilty about doing nothing sometimes. Relaxing. Telling someone no when they want your help, when you really know that you need to relax and chill. And not feeling guilty about it. The work of knowing that you're a good person, that you have a good heart, and that you have a bright future ahead of you. The work of knowing that and living in that energy with no doubts and no regrets. You've gone through things and you're here today after all of that. That needs to be celebrated. That needs to be celebrated. Ooh, it does. It really does. Whether you're alone or you're with someone, find a way to celebrate. In a way that does not bring more toxicity to yourself. In a way that does not bring attention to the ugliness that you actually have survived. In a way that promotes the growth and the path that you're heading towards. And if it takes a little time for you to find those individuals that are on the same energetic frequency as the path you're trying to go, then so be it. While you're waiting for them to show up, continue your journey of healing, of growing, of experiencing yourself. I'm working on changing the way I look at it, all of this. And it takes work. It really does, especially when you're doing it alone. But it can be done. And you know how I know? Look at what I've already done. Look at what I've already done. Sometimes it's just not about the money or the fame or the prestige. Sometimes it's just about reaching one person. And sometimes that one person is just yourself. When I listen to my music, sometimes I'm amazed, especially at the age I am. And then from time to time, a young buck will listen to my music and tell me, man, yo, you hot. And they don't know me and have no reason to say that to me. They may not even know how old I am. So I know that on certain occasions it was real. And then when somebody hears one of my poems and they say that was beautiful, and I did that, victory. Victory. And then when I read my book, a piece of my book or something, and somebody puts a heart up there, victory. Or then when someone asks me to speak in person and I'm in front of a whole bunch of people that I don't know, and I say something, and then afterwards people are shaking my hand, saying beautiful speech, and all I was doing was just saying what was on my mind. Victory. So many victories, and yet so easy to ignore them. So easy to get caught up in the energy of the past and what no longer exists right now. They're all left in the past. The memories and the people connected to them. That has to be acknowledged. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to realize is that it don't really matter if they get what they deserve and you get to see that. That don't really matter. For a while I thought it did. For a while I was caught up in, if I don't get to see or know that justice is served, that I can never be at peace. And that right there was my downfall. Because if I believe in God, I have to have faith. And if I have faith, then I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for the justice to come. I'm just moving forward knowing that it's already done, that it is written. So this is a process, and what I'm saying now, I have no idea what the next word is going to be from moment to moment, but this is what came out. It's just natural. But sometimes I have to sit and I have to contemplate my own existence, the current state of my own existence, and then maybe look back and watch something that I've already recorded and said, and I have to see myself. Not in a way where I'm being overly critical, but in an honest way, you know? I watch myself to see what I need to work on. I enjoy the feedback that people give me. I enjoy being vulnerable because I believe that it is a position of strength. And I enjoy giving it raw, uncut. That's why sometimes I might doctor a video up and make it look a certain way, and then sometimes I might just paste it on there, throw it on there. The aesthetics are nice. But the truth is really what's going on. That's really what's happening. That's really what's hot. That's really what it's about. So it's love. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's learning how to love yourself. I am in the process of learning the truth about self-love. What it looks like, what it feels like. And man, it's a fight. Yeah. But come on and check me out, because I'm doing the work. You want to know how to do it? Check me out. Because I'm on the road. And there's light at the end of that highway. I don't even have a GPS. I'm just looking at the sun. Thank you for watching me, for listening to me, because I take that as support. So thank you for supporting me and being there during my process of illumination. And I pray in Jesus' name with all my heart and everything that I have in me, that whatever good touches me, that it touches you and brings the light unto you and leads you to your own path of self-discovery and self-enlightenment and self-love. It's always about treating people good. And since you are people, that applies. And giving God his props, acknowledging the highest, most important part of yourself, acknowledging it, and being your authentic self, living in the energy of treating people good and acknowledging God as a part of your permanent life existence. That's what it is. And that's what it's always going to be. All right. You don't know how I do. I will be back. Y'all have a good night. And make it do what it do. All right.